I was overhearing a conversation a few days ago between, and this apparently was a girl who was just got dumped by her boyfriend, and she was speaking to her friend, and the girl was visibly upset, visibly upset of the whole breakup and all emotional, and her eyes were swollen and looked like she was going through a real bad time. Her friend, the only thing that her friend comes out and keeps telling her is that, oh girl, don't worry about that. There's somebody out there for everybody. I start to think to myself, I said, that's probably the most ass backward statement that I've heard anyone give anyone else. And especially coming from one female to the next. Now, let's look at the stats. There is one boy born for every 3.5 girls born in a given maternity ward. This is kind of like the averaging number. Okay? So just from birth, there's 3.5 women fighting for one man. Now let's throw further things into the equation now. We're going to throw in men who are incarcerated. We're going to throw in men who are at war overseas, in the military, men who have been killed in the wars, men who have died in prison, homosexual men. And I don't mean the down low brothers who play AC/DC. I'm talking about the straight gay men who are openly gay and they just deal with men. Now, when you take those into all of that into consideration, and I know I'm forgetting some other things. Slipped my mind. Crime. And let's focus on the black community right now. Black on black crime, off the charts, along with all the other stats that I just mentioned. So, taking all of that into consideration, and let's not forget the men who are just ain't worth a damn, that you wouldn't want to be involved with anyway. We're looking at a number that has to be flirting around 8, 9 to 1. And at 8, 9 to 1, how can any woman expect that she's going to have a man of her own? Or be able to expect that she's entitled to a man of her own? The arithmetic doesn't lie. The math, you can't dispute the math. With those numbers, it's impossible for anyone to think that there's a man out there for every woman. There isn't. It just isn't. So you're going to be doing a lot of swapping and a lot of, sharing a man with a whole lot of other women. That's just what it is. Now, your best bet is to just believe that you may be able to get one of the best that are out there. That's something to aspire to go for. That's realistic. Say, okay, well, listen, since these are the numbers, I want to get one of the best ones that are out there. I'm going to try my best to be able to get one of the best that are out there. Because if not, hey, caring is sharing. You are going to be sharing a man with someone else. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. It's inevitable that it's going to happen. And you hear a lot of these women say, oh, well, where are all the good men? Why can't I find a good man? Without asking themselves, am I a good woman that is deserving of a good man? Shaking her ass half naked in the club doesn't come across to a man as being a good woman. I'm sorry, you don't meet your significant other half naked in a club, drunk, dancing on a bar table. I'm sure it can happen, but that's a long shot. Getting a man is easy. Getting the man that's worth a damn, not so easy. And keeping a good man, damn near impossible if you don't look at yourself and see exactly what it is you bring to the table. You may not deserve a good man. Just because you want one, hell, I want $1 million. Doesn't mean I'm going to get it. Doesn't mean I deserve it. I want it. So sometimes you have to look at yourself. The hardest person to judge is yourself. And you have to ask yourself, am I deserving of a good man? Will I appreciate the fact that he's a good man? Or look at him as being soft and he gives me no challenge. So you know what? I'm probably going to go do him dirty with everything that is bad for me with a different type of man. And this happens a lot. This happens quite a bit. Now, do I want to get married? And if I do get married, am I ready to be married? Many questions people don't ask themselves. Am I able to stay in a committed relationship? Am I able to grow along with this person? Questions, questions, questions. If only we all had the answers.